wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. What up, Tiz?
What's going on, DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy?
Peace,
Good
Tez.
morning.
Well, let's jump right into Trump.
Well, Trump is asking his supporters to help him pay for his bond. You know, we talked about it before and kind of joked about it and said, oh, well, the supporters of God will help him. So that's basically what he's doing. So yesterday, Donald Trump's campaign called for donations from 1 million of his backers, warning he could lose his New York properties 2 days after the former president failed to secure the bond to cover a $454 million judgment in a civil fraud case. So a message went out to his supporters saying, keep your filthy hands off of Trump Tower. This came from a joint fundraising committee that allocates the money it collects to the campaign and a separate political committee that has been helping pay Trump's legal bills. The message was sent by text message and prompts for supporters to donate amounts from $20.24 up to $3,300. Now, Donald Trump is doing this because he claims he cannot get one bond company to cover his $454 million bond. But attorney Letitia James said, no, this cap. Trump could break this up and get several different companies to cover, the total amount and stop saying you just need one company to do it. Here's her statement. Take a listen.
Based on the false premise that they must obtain a single bond from a single surety for the entire judgment of $464 million. She suggests simply dividing the bond into smaller chunks among multiple sureties. She calls Trump's bluff on not wanting to do a fire sale to raise money, which the Attorney General says would force her office to do the grunt work of liquidating Trump's assets.
Mm-hmm. So this message went out to the Trump supporters again, and it says, so before the day is over, I'm calling 1 million pro-Trump patriots to chip in and say, stop the witch hunt against President Trump. Now, the deadline is March 25th. That's Monday, before the Attorney General starts going after his property.
All I've learned about America because of Donald Trump is that there is no checks and balances. There is absolutely no rules in place for people like Donald Trump. And by people, I mean white, privileged, and wealthy. Because I can't believe we have a president or a person who's running for president with all these criminal charges, owes all these money in civil suits, and he's able to raise money from his donors. You can use your campaign money to pay off your bonds, and that's okay. There is no job in America they would let somebody work if they was facing the things that Donald Trump is facing, but he gets to run to be leader of the free world, and it's nothing in place to stop him. Insanity.
Not even just a job. There's some place you can't even get an apartment. Having so let alone a job, even keeping a roof over your head. So yeah, this is really interesting, and I'm definitely going to stay on top of this. I want to know how many people raise money because I believe they're going to chip in. I really do.
Yeah, no, they definitely not chipping.
That's the guy. Listen, at this point, Donald Trump is a cult leader. I mean, he's probably been a cult leader for a few years now, but Mack is a cult. And the cult is going to hold their guy down.
Tez, I was going to ask, is it separate or is he actually using his campaign funds, and is that legal? You can use your campaign funds that you're supposed to be using.
His campaign is the people who issued the donation appeal.
But I thought it was a different, one was a GoFundMe, one was a this, that, and the other. So he's using his campaign funds for that?
Well, it's a political action committee, a PAC. And by the way, check out Straight Shot No Chaser on the Black Fed Podcast Network. I broke down PACs, I believe, 2 weeks ago. So this is a PAC that is set up, a political action committee that's set up to help with the funds. So it's not directly coming from the same bucket, but it's the same people.
I got you.
So
okay.
There's still some conflict of interest there, because
Ted, when you got Trump's campaign asking for the donations, yes, it's the same bucket, same people, same everything. Yes,
crazy. I guess it's legal then, huh?
Well, it is. Again, so kind of it's a fundraising committee, the same people, two different buckets, but it's kind of like if you got the same people in charge doing two different things, you know what I'm saying? Like, where's the checks and balances? Where is the inappropriateness? Where's the conflict of interest? Like we saw with the Fani Willis case, where it's too close to comfort. You don't know if you're donating when you're sending out an email to somebody, that's saying, hey, give me $20.24. You don't know if you're sending it to the campaign. You don't know if you're sending it to the bond. You don't know what, so there's a lot that goes into that, and the waters are too close, too muddy.
Yeah, when you got a fundraising effort led by a joint committee distributing funds to Trump's campaign and a separate political committee covering his legal expenses, it's the same damn thing.
All right. Well, that is front page news. What are we talking next hour, Tess?
Well, President Biden impeachment hearing went down yesterday. There was a lot of back and forth, a lot of shade thrown. I'm going to talk to you about that. And in California, if you're arrested, they used to put your picture on social media, but now it's going to be covered up by a Lego head. So I'm going to tell you about that.
All right, we'll get into that next. Everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Let's get in some front page news. What up, Tiz?
What's going on, DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy.
Good morning.
Now let's jump right into it. Let's talk about Lego heads in California.
Pause.
Yeah, this is really interesting, guys. Make sure you go look this up. I just thought this was a really interesting story. In 2021, the state legislature in California passed laws preventing law enforcement from posting mugshots on their social media accounts, except in certain situations. That's when the department began using emojis to block the faces of suspects seen in arrest photos, but they eventually settled on Lego heads. Take a listen.
The Murrieta Police Department getting a lot of attention lately over these social media posts, not showing the suspects' faces, instead covering them up with Lego heads.
At least 5 years ago, we began publishing a weekly roundup where we put out booking photographs of arrests that we made during the week. Those posts specifically would sometimes get a little off track, focus more on the physical appearances of the suspects that we posted about versus the story and the good work that our officers were doing.
At first, they started using emojis. Even Shrek made an appearance in one post. So why then use Lego heads?
A little fun, get some attention, game the social media algorithms, generate some attraction, likes, follows, stuff like that.
Plus, it's now against the law for law enforcement to post mugshots of suspects in most circumstances. The new law has changed the way Riverside
We're
police
such an unserious
do
country.
things.
Did you hear what he said? Basically, they just clout chasing. Literally said they doing it for the gram. like why? Like we are. I'm telling you, man, we are such an unserious country, man. Everybody and their mama is chasing the algorithm, and it's sad.
It is.
Including the police department.
That's
now.
insane. That's sad. Like why?
Well, their point is that I guess they want people to know, hey, you'll get arrested for this or you get arrested for that. This is the work that we're doing. And so that's just a way, I guess that's how they're doing that outreach, to get people to.
And also, I guess the biggest point that wasn't said in the news report, or at least I missed it, is that the images of suspects involved in non-violent crimes are prohibited from being shared. Because I was like, why would they wouldn't want to share, the faces of murderers and pedophiles and rapists?
It's non-violent.
Non-violent. Okay, that makes sense. All right.
Like, hey, maybe if you were drunk and maybe you got arrested for it. They want you to know, hey, we'll arrest you and, it's not a game, and kind of use it as a way to promote, awareness on what they're doing and to keep people, engaged. Remember how they used to have, I don't know how many states do it, but they used to, like put out mug shots every week of people to maybe do stupid stuff and you get a chance to kind of follow. Some people watch that type of stuff. So this is just their way of, awareness, I guess.
And a lot of people are innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah.
So it's like you might get a mugshot and you might not have committed the crime.
Yeah. And they said people were focusing on like what people look like, which how social media is. Instead of talking about, hey, this person got arrested for XYZ and you need to be aware of this, they're talking about, oh, look at his hair or look at his clothes or look at it. So they just said, okay, we'll just take this part out and just deal, look at make the issue the focus and not the person.
Mm-hmm. I was going to ask, I know one time they have an app where you can see where all the pedophiles live in your area. Sometimes you're supposed to.
Yeah.
There's no sign or nothing like they don't make you put a sign in your lawn and like that, right?
Yeah, they do.
They do because I haven't seen. I'm thinking myself, I've never seen a sign before.
Hell yeah, they
some
do.
states you have to, or you'll go to jail for not, identifying.
Because I haven't seen a sign in a lawn, and
well, that's good.
I mean, I know that's good. Or people are not putting the signs up.
They're not putting the signs up.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Now, but you can definitely go on. Online and put in your address and see who is. It's actually quite shocking. I recommend people do it. You'll be surprised. How many people around you may be in that database. Very, very interesting. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, let's discuss Biden now.
Yeah, so fireworks at the House hearing yesterday for the Biden impeachment inquiry. So if you missed it, I'm going to give you a quick recap on what happened. So Republicans and Democrats called witnesses to support and refute claims that President Biden was involved in his son Hunter Biden's business dealings. Take a listen.
Tonight, a fiery inflection point in the impeachment inquiry into President Joe Biden.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. This is Mr. Bobulinski. This is my time.
House Republicans holding a hearing designed to feature Hunter Biden, who had asked to give public testimony, but declined to appear. Instead, the committee heard from a pair of former Hunter Biden business associates who testified, despite President Biden's denials, he was involved in his son's businesses.
He was an active, aware enabler who met with business associates such as myself to further the business.
They say Joe Biden participated in person and on speakerphone in meetings and dinners with Hunter's foreign business partners. Hunter's former business associate, Jason Galanis, testifying from prison.
The vice president said hello, some pleasantries, and then hope you had safe travels, and then said, quote, okay, you be good to my boy.
So Democrats said that there was no evidence of a crime. They invited Lev Parnas, an ex-associate of Rudy Giuliani, and he said he was hired to dig up dirt on Biden business ventures in Ukraine. Take a listen to what he had to say.
I found precisely zero evidence of the Biden's corruption in Ukraine.
In an exclusive interview, Parnas accused Republicans of being willing accomplices of the Kremlin.
They're not getting down to the truth. All they're doing is pushing the same Russian narrative and propaganda.
A couple other things. There was a lot of back and forth yesterday during the hearing. Florida Representative Moskowitz called Republicans bluff. He said he will help the Republicans out and make a motion right now to go ahead and impeach. He said, if y'all gonna do it, do it. Let's get it out the way. Take a listen to what he had to say.
Why aren't you guys calling for the vote in your committee? When is it going to happen?
We don't do snap impeachments like you guys. We actually do the facts. We do oversight according to the Constitution.
You're never going to call for it.
You can predict the future? How do you know?
You guys only have 6 more months probably in power, right, until the elections.
Does the Constitution put a time limit on oversight? I didn't read that in the Constitution.
If you believe you can't call for the impeachment now, then what you're admitting is you haven't yet proven that he's committed a high crime and misdemeanor. You haven't proven it yet. Otherwise, you would call for it, I assume.
This is a big nothing burger, y'all. What a waste of time. Everybody, both these campaigns just need to get out there on the campaign trail, roll their sleeves up, and attempt to energize people. Trump's charge is not going to stop him from running, and this Joe Biden fake impeachment probe ain't going to stop him from running either. Everybody need to get to work.
Yeah, interesting you said that, because that's the one last clip I want to play where he said they're never going to do this impeachment. This is all just a big bluff. Play that last one.
And so I just think we should do it today. Let's just call for it. I'll make the motion, Mr. Chairman. I want to help you out. You can second it, right? Make the motion to impeach President Biden. Go ahead. It's your turn. You second it. No, nothing. Okay, we got nothing. So I want to, with my last couple minutes, show the American people that they're never going to impeach Joe Biden. It's never going to happen because they don't have the evidence. Okay, this is a show. It's all fake. They just want to do these hearings. It's not leading to impeachment. They're lying to their base on Newsmax and Fox, leading these people to believe that they're going to eventually impeach the president. It's not going to happen at all, ever, period.
You had some Republicans say months ago that, they were just looking to do this as get back for the 2 times that Trump was impeached. So it's like, stop wasting the American people's time. Stop wasting the American people's time. Everybody just get out there on the campaign trail. And, both of these individuals, Trump and Biden, need to go out there and try to win this election the old-fashioned way by shaking hands and kissing babies. Right? Better go out there and energize the people and stop these stunts.
And knocking on doors and getting it done, because as we talked about yesterday, you have a lot of people that are showing up to the polls just to say, I don't want to deal with either one of you. And those are people that you need to be concerned about for sure. There's always going to be more people who sit at home. People say that every day. Oh, people sit at home all the time. What this threat that we're seeing now is that you have people on both sides, Republicans and Democrats, that are getting out of their bed, putting on their clothes, driving down to the poll just to say, I don't want either one of y'all. Now, those are the ones that you really need to be concerned about. And people can say, oh, it's not a big deal. It's just 100,000 people, but 100,000 people can make a 1%, 2% difference, especially in a swing state. So it makes a big difference. We saw that in Michigan in 2016. So get out there, shake hands, kiss babies, do what you need to do, and pass out checks or do something. Figure out what you're going to do, because this back and forth is just drama and people are over it.
That's where I'm at. I'm part of the exhausted majority. I don't give a damn about either party, Democrat or Republican. And I feel like if you're black in this country, you damn sure shouldn't be beholden to either party. You shouldn't be beholden to Republicans, and you shouldn't be beholden to Democrats, period. I can give a damn
or a politician.
Politicians,
right.
Period. Right. Like I'm strictly voting my interest. Nothing more, nothing less.
There you go. All right. Well, thank you, Tiz.
Absolutely.
And make sure you follow at Tesla Figueroa on all social media platforms, and subscribe to the Straight Shot No Chaser podcast on the Black Effect iHeartRadio podcast network, hosted by Tesla Figueroa.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.